Oh, how wonderful it is to be in this place, this hallowed place. I'm Angie Flake, a lifelong member of Myers Memorial and a member of our trustees. This is the first time that I have been in this hallowed place since March 15th. Even counting the time that I was away at college and the time that I was on bed rest when I was pregnant, I have never been that long without worshiping in this building. And I miss it, y'all. I miss it. And it is so good. It is so good to be back here. I love our worship and I love this place. I'm what I consider a good Methodist. I'm friendly to visitors, but y'all, this is my pew. This is my pew. Now, being a good Methodist, I have never kicked anybody out, and I have never even given anybody a dirty look if they sit in my pew. But I tell you what, I get here early. I get here early so I can sit in my pew. This is the pew that I have sat, that my dad and I sat in since these doors opened. My late father, LC, and I have spent many moments worshiping in this pew together, and it has memories for me, and I appreciate it. I'm one who doesn't like change. For me, being in this building and amongst these windows and looking at this altar, it is good for my soul. The last thing I want is for anything to change. But alas, folks, things have, and things will continue to change. It may be a very long time before our most vulnerable members feel comfortable coming back to worship here. When the doors to this building open up, will we be able to have bulletins? Will we be able to handle hymnals? Will we be able to safely pass the offering plate from person to person? Will we be able to sit in the same pews we always have? On Sunday mornings, we no longer have just the folks who we worship together in the sanctuary worshiping with us. We have so many more online worshipers. COVID-19 has done some really bad things. It's been hard for all of us. But one thing that has happened with our online worship is that our church and our outreach has grown. It has grown. We have had Sundays where we have had upwards of 2,000 people participating online in our worship service. Did y'all hear me? I said 2,000. Think about that. They come back Sunday after Sunday to tune in online and to hear Sally. I imagine they think that obnoxious hum that returned this past Sunday, they must think it's just a part of our service and a part of the sound of Myers Memorial. But does it have to be? What can we do about that? And I know for me, I will never fully adjust to online worship because I want to be here. But many will rely on that for a while. How can we improve our online worship service to continue to reach new worshipers every week? How can we enhance our in-person worship so that it is better than it was before we left? Do we go back to film our Facebook Live with only one camera angle where basically you see the backs of the Flake's head as much as you see the beautiful face of our minister, Sally Queen? That's just not going to work. In order for this to work, now is the time for improvements and upgrades to our technology. Now, my college-age children, they'll tell you that I am no technology expert. That is for sure. I look at the setup that we had in the back, and it looks pretty impressive to me. But to those who know, and that is our technology team, it is outdated and it cannot be updated. Of course, replacement will be costly. And of course, it's going to have to be done different. Do you see this here? We cannot film online Facebook Live while we're worshiping. This is what we have. That has to change. We need things. We need an elevated platform in the back. Of course, there again, you don't want to be looking at the back of my head. We need sound booth. We need to go from 4 cameras instead of 2. We need new microphones. We need at least 5 monitors or digital display screens. Oh my gosh, wait. Did I just say display screens? No. I'm a good Methodist. I don't like change. I want my worship to stay the same. Don't change the style of my worship. Folks, trust me, I would not be up here supporting this if I thought this was going to cause a big change in our worship style. This is my pew. This is the sanctuary I've worshiped in all my life. I do not like change. Our worship style is not going to change, but it can only be enhanced. We're not going to have screens blocking the cross. We're not going to have screens that are going to disrupt the view of our altar. Everything will be done in a very unobtrusive way. But have you, like me, not enjoyed some of the visual aspects of worship that online worship has allowed us to happen? If someone is raising money for a mission trip to Haiti, would it not help you to be able to see this picture? And if you could see this picture online and you would be able to see it close up and not far back like it is now, would that not help you want to give to that mission trip, to see youth from our church serving other children in another country like this? We need those visions. We need that perspective so that you can see those things. Think about Youth Sunday. When we have youth talking from the pulpit on Youth Sunday, would it not be wonderful to be able to see these pictures and identify the people in these pictures? Would that not be wonderful? And would that not enhance worship? Of course it would. Of course it would, without changing our style of worship. It would enhance that. We need to move forward with our technology. Having the ability for our online viewers to see both words and images of worship at the same time, that would just be so great. And if you can't safely handle the hymnals, if you can't safely have bulletins, we need those monitors. All of these things can be possible with upgrades. And what a blessing. What a blessing it will be to continue to reach others online while we are able to safely return to this sacred building. Oh, how I look forward to that day. But when it comes, and it will be here soon, we cannot forget those worshipers online. We just can't. Before this started, but we cannot forget those worshipers who were already with us online before this whole COVID-19 stuff started. Can we not enhance both our in-person worship and our online worship at the same time? Of course, you know what's coming next. It's costly. This isn't going to be cheap. And our first estimates to get the upgrades that we needed come to about $65,000. I know that's a lot. That sounds like a lot. But guess what? Before this was even presented to the whole congregation, before this was presented to church council, we've already gotten $38,000 committed. Oh my goodness, what a blessing. Think about that. $38,000 has already been committed and we haven't even reached out to all our members. So I believe that this is possible. Now, our church leaders are well aware that many in our congregation have faced financial hardships due to COVID-19. We are very well aware of that. And if you are suffering now and you have financial needs or other needs, please reach out to Pastor Sally. And we're not wanting to place any burden on you. If you have those needs, please reach out. But there are many of us who have been blessed. I have gone to work every day. My husband has been able to work from home every day, and I think there are many in our congregation whose financial situations have not changed. Do you not think you would be willing to help with this? When this was presented to the church council last week, as soon as it was presented, one of the members of church council said, I got my stimulus check. I think I know where I want to put it. And he committed his stimulus check to this endeavor. Maybe that's something you would consider. Giving all or a part. Somehow think about what you are willing to give to make this happen, because it can and it will. I really feel like it could happen soon. I think the reality is that after people hear about this, I would love nothing else to hear Sally when she preaches on Sunday to say, we have the full commitment. How wonderful that would be. Just yesterday, I heard from a friend that I grew up with. He doesn't attend church regularly, but he has regularly been viewing our worship services online, and he has been moved by many of Sally's sermons. I invited him to return, when we return, for him to come to worship with me and to come worship with our in-person worship. I even offered that he could sit in my pew. I think. I'll have to think about that one. But hopefully I will be grateful enough to have him sit in my pew with me. Let's get this done. If you feel led, please consider making a donation. If you write a check, please mark on your check that the donation is for technology upgrades, and do the same, making that note in your online donation. I really believe that we can make this happen. With God's help and with prayers, it will. Thank y'all.